What's going down? Basement Banter channel. Thor's Thoughts is the show. I'm back. It's another McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse mega figure. It's Darkseid. DC Classics version of Darkseid. I think this is the kind of the Darkseid we've all been waiting for. It's been like 3 years since I've done a Darkseid figure review. I mean, that's been a while, right? Like it was the Snyderverse, or the Snyder Cut Darkseid Justice League. That was the last like Darkseid figure we got from McFarlane, not counting superpowers, but like DC Multiverse style. And this is really a sweet looking figure. I mean, you got some gorgeous artwork on the back, Jack Kirby special, DC Classics. We've been getting a lot of those lately, ever since like Riddler, and there's been a bunch of DC Classics. I'd say Mr. Zaz was a DC Classic. We got Aquaman DC Classics. We got a whole bunch of DC Classics. They like the classics, and I like the classics. So bring on the classics. But Darkseid, this is the must get. Now, he does have a cape and this like emblem on the front of him. We'll get to that. But I'm going to get the box out of here. Extra heads, people. Mega figures with not only extra heads, but extra hands. Like, this Darkseid has 4 hands, which is more than I can ever remember getting with any mega figure ever in the line. Bane, I guess in the 2-pack with the Nightfall Batman, has 4 hands, but that was, I mean, and an extra head for a mega figure? Come on. Still at the $40 price point? I mean, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. And it is a classic looking. Let's look at this regular head for a minute. This is a sweet, I mean, this is the classic Darkseid head right there. You get the, you know, supporting the bloodline, holding up the ones. And then you got fists. So you get a pair of fists. You got an open hand. You got a pointing hand. I love it. The card is the sick-looking Jack Kirby special back of the box. So I dig that. That's a nice. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice right there. And this reminds me of the original Superpowers from like the 80s figure. Because he had a cape. I don't know about the emblem. I can't remember the emblem. But I remember the Darkseid I had as a kid had a, you know, one of those like, that, you know, that fabric, you know what I'm talking about? That like scratchy, like you touch it, you get like goosebumps fabric, like that type of cape. And this Darkseid has the same cape, which I cannot believe 40 some years later, I'm still buying Darkseid figures with, you know, funny feeling capes. But here we sit. So I have seen a lot of people in the community cut the cape off, take off the emblem. You can use a Dremel tool and Dremel it out. There's lots of options if you want to do that. I've seen people take this cape and turn it into a skirt. So it's like real classic. Oh, that slipped out of there beautifully. Oh, except the wires. Oh, the good and bad thing about the wired cape. There. Oh, man. And this has not only wires down the sides. That's why it was so hard to get out. So most of the capes that I've gotten so far, which I think is the only one I've actually opened is Batgirl. I got a ton of other wired cape figures around here, but the only one I've gotten around to opening is Batgirl. They've all had just the 2 wires running down the sides. This has a 3rd wire running along the back, so you can really get that like flowing motion. That is sick. And it is that like nylon feeling cape. It's pretty thick. It's not as thick as Tim Drake's. Oh, Tim Drake was another one that I had that has a wire cape. I opened them the other night on DC Multiverse Weekly. So that cape I'd say is a little bit nicer. It's got a little more thickness to it. But this is a great feeling cape, and it's got that extra cross wire as well as the 2 wires down the back. Now he comes with the glowing eyes getting ready to shoot the Omega beam. There is no tilt to that midsection. That midsection is going nowhere. You can turn him a little bit, but it definitely hampers his mobility slightly. Now, outside of that, he's single jointed in the elbows. Oh, they're stiffy. There's some stiffy elbows. Oh, I don't want to like wrench that. God, that reminds me of the... Oh, heat your figures up before you do this, or you could bust a peg. I've done it. I do not recommend what I'm doing right now, where you just force them. Get a blow dryer, vat of water, pretty much anything other than what I'm doing right now. Just wrenching on this thing. But double jointed in the legs, oh, they're tight. He's tight. I mean, I'd rather have him tight than loose. I'd rather have him tight than falling apart. But be careful, especially with those arms. I mean, fresh out the box. It needs just some, you know what? Don't push it. Don't push it. Don't push it. This is a sweet looking figure though. The big D, the silver D right in the middle there. Classic uniform or outfit. The cape, like I said, it's not more modern Darkseid, but it is some classic Darkseid. And this is a DC classic version. The peg hole does not fit. So his handy dandy McFarlane standee does not fit in his boot. That's a little bit of a miss. His standability, which is a word I just made up, but his standability is probably, medium. I could see him being a little topple-turvy. Not as bad as just as I said that, he falls over. I was going to say, not as bad as Man-Bat, but man, that ankle, he's top heavy. He is definitely top heavy. So the legs, while they're good, let's try and not use the stand. Like I said, the peg hole doesn't even really fit. Here, let's pop off this fist. Let's see how easy changing out some of these hands are. Oh, I literally thought I was going to rip that hand apart taking that out of there. I really felt that I was going to just straight pull that thing out. That got me worried. Whew. I'm dodging bullets left and right here on this one. Messing around with elbow joints I shouldn't be when they're not loose, when they're too crunchy. I just popped his arm out. I was trying to move the arm in a little bit. Nope. Now, he does have, I'd say, a medium. Whoop. Okay, that arm pops out way too easy. I am not going to lie. The left arm seems to pop out I popped out twice, and neither time I was trying. I'm just trying to move it back and forth. There you go. Got a little bit of... I got the pointing hand in there now. It says, kneel to Darkseid. Flowing cape in the wind. I'd say the wires on here are a little... I don't know if it was because I had to pull it out the way I did, so be careful when you get yours out of the box. Yeah, see the wire on the cape might have been too aggressive. Me aggressive? I don't believe it. But it seems like the wire goes all the way down to the corner in here, and in here, it's like, I don't know if it's broken. Oh yeah, there's a broken wire in there. That's what it is. So I don't know if I broke the wire. Let's go with I broke the wire, because that wouldn't surprise me. I've been reckless. I tore him out of there. I probably should have been a little bit more judicious pulling him out, but I get excited, man. I get excited. It's classic Darkseid. That cape is nice. I like the Tim Drake one better, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you have more options with this cape. I don't know if you could go get it over the shoulder. It doesn't pull around very well. Like Cassandra Cain's cape, you could pull in front of her and make it drape. This isn't doing that. This is really like a back cape. You almost want to tuck it in. I can't believe I broke the wire. I mean, I can believe it. I've broken multiple figures pulling them out. Actually, did I break it twice? Now I'm feeling for breaks. Now I'm paranoid. There are some places where this thing just wants to bend. So, and that standability again, I don't know. This Darkseid might have weak ankles. Weak ankle Darkseid. I really like this figure. I really do. It's got some flaws though. It's not perfect. Do I dare try to change the head? The Omega Beam blasting head. The neck's got a little bit of up and down. I mean, you can look up, you can look down a little bit, left and right, less so. Yeah, he can barely look left or right. Let me see how easy it is to change out the head. Oh, there goes that arm again. Arm just fell off. And... oh, dude, I don't feel confident in that at all. Whew. I want to change out the head, I really do. But that's just sketchy. That's super sketchy. I'll leave it for now. Hopefully there'll be some pictures of him with the swapped out head. But there you go. Let's see if he can stand. I'm going to read the card and grade him. And maybe heat this guy up a little bit because he's tight. All right. Darkseid, DC Classics. Real name, N.A. In the known DC multiverse, one name stands above all others when it comes to supreme villainy, Darkseid. Ruling over the hellish world of Apocalypse, Darkseid doesn't merely mean to conquer a planet or subjugate his enemies. He seeks to rob the entire universe of its free will and replace it with his own. All hail Darkseid. DC Classics. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. Single, like I said, single jointed in the elbows. You know, it's really good. I mean, it's a great figure. It's spectacular, but it's a 9 out of 10. He's got some flaws. There's definitely some flaws there, but highly recommend this figure. Let me know what you think of him. If you picked him up, what's your grade for him? Is my grade too high, too low? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, spread the word of Basement Banter. Until the next one, deuces.